All right, so this video is going to cover this practice loops quiz number 1. So let me make this a little bit larger. I'd like to be able to get at least 2 on a page. Okay. All right, so number 1, it says, what will be the value of x after the following code is executed? So let's go to our table. You know, we always do x, and that is equal to 10. And then we got x is less than 100. And then we've got x plus equals 10. So 10 is less than 100. And then so 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. So x is 20. 20 is less than 100. So then I got 20 plus 10 gives me 30. So 30 is less than 100. So then I've got 30 plus 10 is 40. 40 is less than 100. So I got 40 plus 10 equals 50. And so we will do this all the way until, so then, I don't know, we could do this whole thing, I guess, if you want. 50 is less than 100. So 60 is going to equal 50 plus 10. And I apologize for the bad handwriting. That's 60. 60 is less than 100. It should be 70. Equal to 60 plus 10. So 70 is less than 100. 80. So 80. Okay, and so then I got 100. It's 100 less than 100. Nope, it's not. So final value of x is 100, so your answer is C. Okay. So pretty easy. Once you get the pattern down, you wouldn't have to write all this out. You know, I probably would have stopped after that one right there and then just gone, in my mind, it would have gone down to 90. 90 plus 10 would be 100. Is 100 less than 100? Yes, and so to be done. But if I were you guys, I would just make sure you guys write it all out. I've been practicing this a lot longer than you guys have, so I would write it all out. Okay, so let me get all this erased off here. We'll do the second one, and then I'll have to get out of here and scroll down a little bit and get to the next ones. All right, so it says, in the following code, what values could be read into the number to terminate? So you want to terminate the loop. So we create our scanner object, enter a number, we enter the number. While the number is less than 100 and something's not right here. Let me see here. That can never work. Can number be less than 100 but at the same time be simultaneously greater than 500? Let me read the answers here. Number is in the range. No, that's not true. Number in the, no. Yeah, see. The Boolean condition can never, this can't be true. It's never true. You can't have a number that's less than 100 and be greater than 100 at the same time. Doesn't work. So Answer's got to be C. Okay, so it's 2. I guess I'm not going to get 2 on each one. That's fine. 3, what does 3 say? So we've got X, we've got Y, we got Y is less than 100. Then we got X plus equals Y, and Y plus equals 20. Okay, so X is 10. Yeesh, that didn't come out looking good. X is 10. Y is 20. Is 20 less than 100? Yes. So we do what? 10 plus 20. So X is 30. So that's 30 there. And then we've got, what's Y? Y is 20. 20 plus 20 equals 40. Yeah, sorry. Right on the screen is hard. 40. So is 40 less than 100? Yes, that's true. So then we've got X plus, so we got 30 plus 40 equals 70. So X becomes 70. And then we got 40 plus 20, and that equals 60. 60. So 60 is less than 100. So then we have what? 70 plus 60 equals 130. So X is 130. And then we have 60 plus 20 equals 80. So it's 80 there. 80 is less than 100. So then what do I have? I have 130 plus 80 equals 210. So X is 210. And then Y is 80 plus 20 equals 100. So Y is 100. Is 100 less than 100? Nope. So these are your final values for X and Y. What will be the value of X after the following code executes? 210, so it's B. Okay. So again, on your quizzes that I give you guys and on your tests, you need to write it out, just like I'm doing here. And I know it seems like a lot, but I always tell my kids, especially my AP kids, you can miss the hard questions in this class and still pass and do well and get your college credit. You can't miss the easy ones and do well. This is an easy question as long as you write it out properly. If you don't write it out, you're not going to get it right, okay? So write everything out in the table form that I'm teaching here, doing step by step. You won't get it wrong, you'll get it right. Okay, so number 4, let's see here, I'm not sure 4 has actually got any code in it, but we can pull it up here anyway. It says in the following code, what values could be read into number to terminate? So you want to end the while loop. We got our scanner, we tell them to enter a number, and it's got to terminate. So if it's less than 100, run it, or if it's greater than 50, run it, or greater than 500. So less than that or greater. So it would be some, so if you did your line, and I know you guys do this kind of stuff in math, so 100 would be right here, and let's say 500 would be right here, okay? So anything over in this region, which is greater than 100, it's okay, it will run it. Anything less than would run it, okay? And it's not 100 or 500. It would be like the open circle, I believe. You guys do this in math. At least that's what we did when we were in high school. If it was colored in, it would include 100, and if it was colored in, it would include 500. So anything in this range right here, from here to here, would terminate the loop. So let's see here. Numbers greater than 500, that's true. Less than 100, that's true. Numbers in the range, or sorry, not true. Sorry, not true. Those are not true, because look at, if it's greater than 500, it will still run. It doesn't terminate it. I'm sorry, I forgot about, we're trying to terminate this thing. So numbers in the range, so anything in here, that's true. Anything in here, so your answer is C. Anything in here terminates it. If it's less than that, or if it's greater than 500, it runs. Okay. So what does D say? Numbers less than or equal to... No, this basically is doing what I'm telling you to do here and here, so D doesn't work either. So your answer is C. Okay. So let's see here. 5. It says given that n and count are both of type int, which statement is true about the following code segments? So we've got a for loop, we've got count is 1, it's less than or equal to n, count plus plus, so we display count. We start with 1, so this is basically the same as that right there. We got our while loop, which is that right there, and our count, which is that right there, and then we print count. These are the exact same thing. So let's see, let's go through these. 1 and 2 are exactly equivalent for all input. Yep, so A is right. 1 and 2 are exactly equivalent for all input values. X is greater than 1, but different. If it's less than 0, if n is greater, no, it wouldn't matter. It still works. Or only when they're equal. No, it doesn't matter. If it only when n. No, it's A. They're all the same. Don't let this one confuse you. It's definitely A. No matter what you put in for n, this will always work. Okay. All right, and ooh, the tricky one. Let's see here. This is by far the hardest one, and a lot of students miss this one. So the best way to go about this is to work this first. So we'll just say K. K is greater than 0. K equals K minus 2. And s.o.pk. So we've got 8. 8 is greater than 0. 8 minus 2 equals 6. So it prints 6. K is 6. 6 is greater than 0. So 6 minus 2 equals 4. So K is 4, and we print 4. 4 is greater than 0. So we got 4 minus 2. Yeah, that equals 2, so it prints 2. K is 2. 2 is greater than 0. Minus 2 equals 0. So it prints 0. And then 0 is 0 greater than 0. Nope. So it prints 6, 4, 2, 0. So let's go through these. So K is 8. A is greater than or equal to 0. Prints 8. Okay. And then K becomes 6. So that doesn't work because this one starts off printing 8 and we start off printing 6. Okay. K is 8. A is greater than 8 is greater than 0. So it prints 8 again. It starts off printing 8. C, K is 8. 8 is greater than 2. Prints 8. D, K is 6. 6 is greater or equal to 0, so it prints 6. And then it subtracts 2. I think here. This. The difference here is that. Okay, we might want to just do both of these, so we'll just work these out. So 6 is greater or equal to 0, so it prints 6, okay? And then it subtracts 2, so it becomes 4. 4 is greater than or equal to 0, so it prints 4. Subtracts 2, so it becomes 2. 2 is greater than or equal to 0, so it does 2. And subtracts 2, so 0 is greater or equal to 0. So it prints 0 and subtracts 2, it becomes negative 2. So that doesn't work. This is 6. 6 is greater than 0, so it does 6. And then it does 4 is greater than or equal to 0, so it does 4. Subtracts 2 becomes 2. 2 is greater than 0, so it prints 2. Then it subtracts 2 and it becomes 0. Is 0 greater than 0? No, so it's done. So your answer is D. So 6, I have D for it. And again, because it will print this 0 right here. And you know what? Did I do this wrong? Let me think here. 2, like just real quick. 2 is great, so then it does 0. It prints 0, and then is 0 greater than 0? Nope. So this one's, yeah, D is definitely the answer here, because this one will include 2. The reason why E and this one are wrong is because it's doing its subtraction first and then printing. With the loop, it prints this first and then it's decrementing by 2 here. So answer's D there. Okay. That's a hard one. You're going to definitely want to write that one out. And then, let's see here. It's just this one. Alright, cool. No problem. Short answer. And obviously I've got the answers at the end here. That you guys can go through if you need to look at them again. So it says, write a method called alarm that prints the string alarm multiple times on separate lines. The method should accept an integer parameter that specifies how many times the string is printed. Okay, so we got public, there's nothing returned, so it's public void, and it's called alarm. And the method should accept an integer parameter that specifies how many times. So I'm just going to say int times. Okay. Print an error message if the parameter is less than, so if times is less than 1, s.o.p error, else, and maybe I'll put those in there. I kind of like having those. Else. Now this is where you got to do your for loop. For int I equals 0, I is less than times I plus plus, and we would do like an s.o.p alarm. And let's do the final one. So This lines up here, this lines up here, closes that else, that lines up there, and that lines up there. Alright, cool. So if it's less than 1, we print error, else we've got to run our for loop where int is I is 0, I is less than the times, I plus plus. So if times is 5, you know, it would do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because 4 is less than 5, but then when I became 5, 5 is not less than 5, so it ends the loop and then it ends the method, but it would print alarm 5 times. So yeah, that's that. So get some practice writing this out by hand because you're gonna have to do that on tests, okay? So this video I believe is done. Let me just make sure real quick. Yeah, I think, yeah, and here you go. I show you how to do this with what I just did with the for loop, and then also with a while loop if you're more inclined to do it with a while loop. So anyway, this video is done.